Think I made a mistake getting married. I'm new, so please bear with me. A little backstory: I'm 29, my husband is 41. We met in my home country. I'm from the Caribbean originally. My husband came there on a guy's trip. At the time I was a bartender. We exchanged numbers. We talked for 3 months long distance before I went up to visit him in the US. At that time everything felt great. I really liked him and enjoyed spending time with him. He really seemed like a great man. My first visit was for 2 months, then I went back to my country and back to my job. He would call me every day telling me he loved and missed me so much. 1 month later I visited him again and I spent a month with him. In that time he asked me to marry him and of course I said yes. I was in love. We got married in my country and honeymooned in Jamaican. On our honeymoon is when I really saw how jealous and insecure he was. The first instance was we were in the pool at the hotel. A guy told him that he had a beautiful wife. Later on in our room my husband said he thought it was inappropriate what the guy said to me. I said it was a compliment. That night while we were intimate he said, "You're mine. This is my puss, tell me you're mine." He'd never said any of those things before when we had sex. The next day we went on an excursion. It was bamboo rafting. In our tour we had a massage. It was guys doing the tours. One of them did my massage and my husband was mad. He stopped the guy, told him he was touching me inappropriately, and he even reported him to his boss. Sadly, I think he must have lost his job. Being from the Caribbean, I know how it goes. Usually the guests are always right and any claims made against you, whether it's true/false, you most likely get fired. I was so upset, and this was our first time actually arguing. I kept thinking to myself, I think you made a huge mistake. We talked it out. He apologized and he admitted to be insecure sometimes. Well, it never got better. We're currently together in the US. I just received my work permit and we've been arguing for the past 2 weeks because he doesn't want me to work. His reasoning is I don't need to. He's completely disregarding what I want. Yesterday I was on the phone with one of my close friends from back home, a guy. He's now accusing me of having an affair with the guy and demanding that I block him. I told him I'm not blocking my friend. This morning I found out he called my mom and told her that I've been disrespecting him. What's making me even more angry and helpless is even when I told my mom what happened, she said to me, "Just block your friend to keep the peace." I've been depressed because I feel like I made a mistake, but then there's another side of me that still loves him and think we can work it out. Update. My husband and I found a marriage counselor after having a conversation about his insecurities. Things were going until earlier today. I went for a walk in our neighborhood. On my way back to our house I caught up with my neighbor. We ended up walking back together. When I walked in the house my husband asked why was our neighbor with me. I told him I met him on my way back home. Out of nowhere he started accusing me of having an affair and asked me how long it's been going on. I ignored and walked off because I felt highly disrespected. The craziest part of this story is he went to our neighbor's house and told him not to speak to me anymore. OMG, I feel so embarrassed and disrespected. I truly thought counseling was working, but it's clearly not. Edit. Someone in the comments asked what's his story. In our counseling session he said that his ex was talking to other men, sending them nudes, etc. I didn't know about it till that day. He told our counselor it made him feel like he wasn't enough. After that conversation with our counselor I made sure to give him extra reassurance. He even told me that he trusts me. Well, I guess that was short-lived. Last night after the crazy accusations from him I went to sleep in our guest room. He apologized to me, admitting he overreacted and made a promise that he would stop accusing me of cheating. I've heard this all before and I'm just so over it. I had some time to myself last night and thought, do I really want to stay in a marriage like this? It's so exhausting being constantly accused and feels like I have to prove myself every time to show that I'm not cheating. Update 2. I'm dreading making this post because everyone in my last post was right about my husband. The past few weeks had been going well until recently. My sister is graduating next week and my husband and I were supposed to fly back to my home country to attend her graduation. However, something work-related came up for him and now he can't go. He expects me to cancel my flight because he can't accompany me. I find it selfish and inconsiderate that he would expect me to miss my sister's graduation. He's been throwing tantrums like a child, yelling at me, and accusing me of wanting to meet up with a male friend to have an affair. He's been making baseless accusations about me for months. I had already canceled his flight since he couldn't go, but today I found out he canceled my flight behind my back. When I discovered this, I booked a new flight and told him I was going anyway. Now, I'm supposed to leave on Tuesday, but I can't find my passport. I'm certain he has hidden it, and I'm just at my wit's end. He's pretending to know nothing about its whereabouts. I'm so stressed and at my breaking point.